Sultan size gane san kusati. Hada sana duşu mananu sen ya yan kudamini siyam.
In the developing world, education is closely linked with the quality of life. If people can read and write, they are better able to learn new methods of sanitation, nutrition, healthcare, or new farming techniques. If a girl has even 4 years of school, her children will be twice as likely to survive infancy. How can education be more accessible, make best use of available resources, and be relevant? One organization seeking to answer this question is the Aga Khan Education Services. The Aga Khan Education Services, or AKES, was started in the late 19th century by Sir Sultan Mahomed Shah Aga Khan, who opened schools in India and East Africa. His grandson, the present Aga Khan, began expanding the size and scope of the system in the late 1950s. It now forms part of the educational fabric of a number of developing countries. Today, AKES is facing new challenges, from bringing education to rural children, to the introduction of new technology, to providing education for women. Hidden in the mountains of northern Pakistan are some of the most isolated communities on earth. Per capita income is only $150 a year, and the infant mortality rate is among the highest in the world. Farmland is scarce, and most families scratch out a living on less than 2 acres of rocky ground. Bibi Hayat is 60 years old and illiterate. She never had a chance to go to school.
Damuto ku amhik mudwa shawan sabaka ku jamaate tin sewa je zamindari ulo dawa samaga sabakan gatana so mani biar zamana Thailand bilum sabak mimi me gatan shayo manu mi etula pim sukulan etu aktula ki karbara na pim kaman men hinaltana gataibam eteulo hisi se we etu wakte hinaltana gatana gusgia damana phatu manan etulo.
Nearly 500,000 women live in the northern areas of Pakistan, and less than 3% of them can read and write. Mataban, Bibi Hayat's granddaughter, is one of the few who can. In the northern areas, the government isn't able to provide education for girls. Mataban goes to an Aga Khan Diamond Jubilee School, one of 117, which are helping to correct this imbalance in the educational opportunity for girls. This school was opened at a time when there was little appreciation for the importance of female education. But today, things are changing, and a growing demand for female education is straining the school's facilities. Mataban's school has only 3 classrooms for 300 students. Some have to sit outside on the cold ground. In their determination to learn, some children write their lessons on slabs of wood with sticks and mud. Villagers are well aware of the need for better facilities. Throughout the northern areas, parents are volunteering to build a network of new schools for their daughters. Roof raising is a time for celebration. In the AKES self-help school construction program, villagers supply labor and wood, sand and bricks. The Aga Khan Network provides technical expertise and materials which are not available locally. Despite philosophical differences, everyone is cooperating to build the new school.
Kesum bayda tavram ja gusha jasa to yon kharab pani mi da gute bedimi gute dim chumili ja di ki zat dua shim ja arini ki zat dua shim da qom qismat se tum ka je shok qom ke shwa manaz ki ja kin sar jatan gi chudo mi gulani ulo giftar bam se shara ويون هلان تدوس من هذا تاكي ماني نسان وقت أيو هرن هنا أي أنا بشاي كده علم التاكي هقول سيام قوم هقول سيام.
One of the system's distinguishing features is its core of volunteers. Tens of thousands of men and women are involved.
Within the Imamat institutions, we are very fortunate indeed to have such extensive voluntary support. And I think that very often when one thinks of voluntary support, there is a sense of help from people who are not necessarily qualified or who bring sophisticated reflection to what they do. In our case, I would say that it isn't the situation. The voluntary service that we get covers an enormous span of support, from individuals who help building schools in rural areas, to people who help the poor and the sick, to people who contribute to some of the most sophisticated planning processes that we have.
I'm happy to report to the board that the work was done within the time frame that was given to us.
So the voluntary support that is given covers practically every aspect of our network of activities.
Throughout the developing world, the poor quality of teaching is a major problem. In the northern areas, more than 50% of all teachers haven't had any training. With support from the Aga Khan Foundation and the government of Pakistan, the Aga Khan Education Services has started an innovative program in on-the-job training of uncertified teachers. They practice the new methods in an environment similar to the one in which they actually teach. They also study the theory of education, child psychology, and school administration.
जबकि पहले हम सिर्फ किताब हाथ में लेके बच्चों से किताब में ही हम पढ़वाते थे कि ये मकनातीस है और लोहे और फौलाद की चीज़ों को अपनी तरफ खींचती है। तो आज जो मैंने लेसन दी इसमें मैंने मकनातीस लाई थी, वो लाई थी और गैर मकनातीसी अशिया लाई थी, तो बच्चों ने अपने आँखों से वो देखा और उनकी जो है जल्दी सीख गए उस सबक से मेरी तरफ लाए।
The program is being expanded to government schools and to other areas of Pakistan. The standard for female education in the northern areas has been set by the Aga Khan School in Sharkila.
Hands up. Hold your arms. Wash your hands. I am washing my hands. I am combing my hairs.
The curriculum includes English, Urdu, mathematics, art and history. special attention is placed upon science.
Since the school has been started, no father wants to take his daughter away, even if she fails. The girls used to be married off around the age of 14, 15. But now every girl wants to complete her matriculation before she settles down. The parents also feel she must pass her matric before she gets married.
क्योंकि यहाँ तालीम की वजह से हमारा घर में काफ़ी कुछ फ़र्क आ गया है। तो सफाई सिखाते हैं, खाने पीने में कुछ फ़र्क सिखाते हैं, उठना बैठने में कुछ सिखाते हैं। तो इससे हमें बहुत फ़ायदा मिला है। तो हम इससे बहुत खुश हैं और बहुत शौक़ से इधर अपने बच्चियों को भेजते हैं और शौक़ से पढ़ाते हैं।
The education of women is critical. Without it, how will these communities have the teachers, nurses and lady doctors which they so desperately need? The new Aga Khan Academy in Karimabad provides girls in the northern areas with an opportunity they never had before to complete their high school education. And Mataban, what does the future hold for her?
मैं उम्र 11 साल हम मस 5 परवानी उसने दांटे डॉक्टरी वत्सई नट ऐ पशीत ने मस ऐ पशीता में विनिस डॉक्टर आने बुका तो ने को खिदमत में.
With the support of governments, the Aga Khan Foundation and other international agencies, the Aga Khan Education Services operates a network of over 300 institutions and programs throughout the developing world. Its programs are open to all. Total enrollment exceeds 50,000 students, from preschool to university.
We see the importance of the economic dimension of education, but we don't accept that as the full story. We see that we must make it relevant to the lives and the environment that people are living in. And I don't think it's possible just to reduce that to the creation of jobs. But I think it's important that if we look at it economically, to see that we're trying to achieve a mix of learning, of knowledge, skills, attitudes, that enables those persons to maximize the benefits from their own environment, to reduce their dependency, but without destroying their social, their cultural, and their religious roots.
Ofafa Jericho School, Nairobi. Today, for the very first time in Kenya, computers are being introduced into a government school. This Aga Khan Foundation supported program began as an experiment at the Aga Khan Academy. The project in computer-assisted learning is designed to be a joint learning experience. Both teachers and students are encouraged to use computers in different subjects, solving a variety of problems.
Let's try magnesium sulfate. Just try.
The project has improved the ways teachers teach. Now they encourage discussion and group interaction and are more willing to experiment in the classroom. The students have also welcomed the new technology.
Now you have approximately 20 minutes to try and complete your work.